again, thank you for your testimony and your answers to our question. I know it hadn't been the most pleasant experience in the world, but this is my fourth one, and I think this has been one of the best.
Senator Coburn, I want to say that I think it's been terrific, that everybody has been very fair and very considerate, and I hope you found it informative. I found it somewhat wearying, but actually a great moment in my life.
Great. Just a couple of questions, and hopefully I won't use all 10 minutes. I was interested in your discussion about the economic versus non-economic test on the Commerce Clause, and just what your feelings were on whether or not that test supersedes original intent.
With Senator Coburn, I think this goes back to the some of the discussion that we were having yesterday, and as I understand the Court's Commerce Clause law, that test is the governing test, which is entitled to the weight that precedent usually has. And that means that it's not enough to say that the decisions are wrong. And it doesn't matter why the decisions are wrong. It doesn't matter whether the decisions are wrong because they're contrary to original intent, or for some other reason why people might think that the decisions are wrong. The point of precedent is to constrain judges, and the point of precedent is to remind judges that they don't know everything, and that they should rely on sort of the wisdom of the courts and of other judges over time. And I think that, and the point of precedent is to provide stability and reliability in the law. And I think that those values govern, even though somebody might come in and say a decision is wrong. And that's true if the person says the decision is wrong because it violates the text, or it violates the history, the original history, or it violates anything else. That there needs to be a kind of high bar for reversing precedent.
All right. But that does not preclude that precedent can be reversed.
It can be reversed, and we've talked on various occasions about when it can be reversed, and in particular, if the precedent is unworkable, or if the precedent's doctrinal support has eroded, or if the precedent no longer fits the actual factual and empirical circumstances that exist in the country, there are occasions in which precedent can be reversed.
Let me go on to another section, if I might. The coercion test that you discussed. Do you find it ironic that the coercion test applied to graduating seniors from high school who are old enough to go and die for this country, but the coercion test says they're not old enough to make a decision about what's something they hear? Is that ironic to you?
Senator Coburn, I've tried hard not to characterize particular decisions, not to grade them, not to give them a thumbs up or thumbs down.
You would admit there's some irony in that, though.
Senator Coburn, when I talked about this with, I forget who I talked about.
I do too. I forgot who you talked to about it as well.
I did talk about how one of the, I think, an attribute of the coercion test is that 4 different people can look at a practice and have 4 different views as to whether coercion has in fact taken place. I think everybody would say that adults are different than children. I think the question of sort of who counts as a child and who counts as an adult is one of those matters that I think the coercion test notably presents, that different people can look at the same set of facts and reach different conclusions as to whether the government in fact has engaged in coercive activity.
Thank you. And I have 2 final questions. One, was there at any time, and I'm not asking what you expressed or anything else, was there at any time you were asked in your present position to express an opinion on the merits of the health care bill?
There was not.
Thank you. And final question, it's your testimony before this committee that you had no efforts at all to influence the decision by ACOG in terms of what they ultimately put out on partial birth abortion?
That my only dealings with ACOG were about talking with them about how to ensure that their statement expressed their views. I was a staffer with no medical knowledge. I would not have presumed to, nor would ACOG have thought it was relevant for me to.
But you were part, or at least you acknowledged being a part of the people who developed the 4 options for President Clinton.
I definitely participated in discussion of this issue.
And you referenced that was our memo, correct? In other memos to the president.
Yes, I mean, I definitely participated as an aide in trying to implement the president's views on this issue.
And you were concerned with their original language. That is true. ACOG's original language you were concerned with. It was problematic.
I was concerned that language did not accurately reflect what ACOG's views were and what they had expressed to us about
their original
views.
language being somebody that's delivered thousands of babies where it was absolutely accurate. Their second language was not accurate. And I would think that the vast majority of those who have been through my experience would agree with that. I have no other questions for you. I thank you for the spirit in which you answered the questions here today. As it was said in the paper today, you kind of light up a room. I agree with that. Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you so much, Senator Coburn.
Thank you.
And that's 3 minutes early, Mr. Chairman.
That's what?